What's up, everyone? Coach Sam here, and today we're going to go over your mobility routine. So this is designed as a warm-up so that you can eliminate some of the short-range stiffness that you might have. So just jumping right into exercise, for some people that could be a little bit risky. So what we want to do is we want to prep ourselves to start moving. So we want to take some tightness away, most notably in our hips, because that's where people experience a lot of tightness, and then it could manifest itself in terms of lower back pain and things like that. So we want to make sure that we're trying to take away some of that short range stiffness so that we can perform optimally without any of the aches and pains that we might feel if we're just starting to work out. Okay, so we're going to focus a lot on your hips today, and we're going to start off on the ground. So I want you to lay flat on your back. Your shins are tracking your toes. I'm going to keep my core pretty tight. I'm going to bridge my hips up and squeeze my glutes. Now I'm bridging my hips up nice and even so they're extending at the same pace and same speed. I'm not trying to go up fast. I'm going to exhale. I'm going to squeeze my glutes like I'm pinching a penny between my butt. I'm going to bridge up nice and strong, squeeze. Okay, so if I can get this extension, I don't feel any discomfort. We're going to try the alternating bridge reach. So I'm going to bridge and I'm going to reach. And I'm going to try to keep my hips nice and square to the ceiling and then pull myself down. Bridge, roll, and reach. So I'm looking in the direction that I'm rolling to, and I'm trying to keep my hips square to the ceiling as I rotate through my spine and try to see if I can stack my shoulders. So you see I'm rolling on the outside of my shoulder blade there. And here you can see that I'm exposing my upper back. So the more I can reach and twist, the more relief I'll get. Big exhale, and make sure that when you're bridging, you're still squeezing your glutes. So if you feel like your hip is dropping on the side that you're rolling to, that's a sign that maybe you just need to focus on those bridges for a little while before you start. Now, you don't want to spend too much time warming up. You can spend about 10 minutes total. So maybe you're doing about 10 to 20 repetitions on each of these exercises. Okay? The next one is going to be the shin box. So I'm going to be nice and tall in my spine, shoulder blades back. And I'm going to windshield wipe my shoulders to one side and get my spine nice and tall. And then I'm going to rotate out. And all I'm really doing is rotating the bone in my hip. So my femur is rotating in my hip socket. I'm going to roll over. And as I mentioned, think about your shins as windshield wipers. When I get here, my spine is nice and tall, my shoulders are back, and I'm just using that as assistance. As I cross my midline, I'm going to exhale. Nice and tall in the spine. So I don't want to be slouchy. I want to be nice and tall. I'm thinking I'm being pulled up from the crown of my head as I exhale and rotate through. Once again, I would say about 20 reps, 10 on each side. And that's just going to move the femur in the hip socket. Just get some of those tissues nice and warmed up and prepped and ready to go. Now, there's a whole bunch of exercises that we can build off of this, but this is the first one that you're going to start off with. Next one is most notably called World's Greatest Stretch, and there's a big reason for that, and I agree with that. It's a great stretch for you to open up your hips, rotate your spine, a whole bunch of things. So I'll start off in this 4-point position, and I'm going to power my foot up to the outside of my hand. Now, this can be challenging for a lot of people. But if I can get there, I want to slide this knee back so my thigh is at an angle. What I'm going to do is I'm going to drop this inside elbow to the ground as far as I can with a big exhale. So I'm driving hip down. I'm going to exhale and see if can I drop my elbow pretty close to the ground. And then I'm going to get a big twist in my spine and look up. Exhale, pull down. Big rotation through. So as you can see, I'm opening up my hip here. I'm opening up my hip in front by squeezing my glute and dropping my elbow down. And then I'm twisting through my spine, which gives me a little spinal mobility. A big part of this one is breathing. I need to make sure I'm exhaling to release that tension. So from the front view, it's going to look like here, driving forward on that bottom hip. Drop that elbow down to the inside, and then rotate, exhale, twist. And I'm pushing through this planted arm. If you can get your shoulders to be in one line, you can extend your hand and reach to the ceiling, and it comes back down. Big twist. Once again, I'm probably gonna do about 10 per side there. That one's gonna feel really nice, really open up everything to make you feel like you're rotating through your spine, opening up your hips. World's greatest stretch, okay? And now we're gonna stretch out your hamstrings a little bit. So now we're gonna put your hand, just like we were here, but now we're gonna put the hand to the outside. And I can go directly from world's greatest stretch into here. And I'm just gonna rock back and see if I can get back here and focus on squeezing my quad to lengthen this. And then I'm gonna pull myself forward and into that deep lunge again. Now, if you see, I'm gonna push back as far as I can without my toes popping up. I don't want my toes to pop off the ground. I'm gonna rock back and squeeze my quad and then pull myself forward, squeeze my glute. See, my front heel stays down. I'm gonna rock back, exhale. Focus on squeezing the quad, and that will lengthen the hamstring. Front heel stays down. Rocking back, toe stays down. Exhale, rock back. And then I can point it towards my face and get a nice stretch in my hamstrings. So I'm going to do that for about 10 repetitions on each side. Now, you can use this routine and do as many reps as you want. Usually, the more that you do it, the more loose you feel. So you can use it as a recovery tool as well. So on the days that you're not training, you can use the mobility routine and do an extended version of it so that you can get recovery and you can feel recovered and stretched out and just feel a lot better so that when you're jumping into your workout the next day, you feel like you're ready to go. You're not achy, you're not sore, you're not feeling uncomfortable. So give this one a try. Remember, you're trying to do this for about 10 minutes total. Make sure that you're not holding your breath. Focus on good long exhales so that you get the relief that you're looking for.